Okay, so by now you have probably seen that video where the bus driver uppercuts that woman. Okay, so I thought I would just come in here and give my take on it, okay? So I'm trying to not act biased or anything like that. So I did watch the video a couple of times, and if you haven't watched the video yet, definitely go check out that video before you watch this video. And I just want to say flat out, I think both the participants in this video were dead wrong. I think the woman who started the whole the whole issue by, talking crap to the bus driver and going up there and slapping him or punching him, whatever she did. And apparently some people are saying that she spit on him, which I think is so disrespectful if that did happen. But either way, I think she is in the wrong. But just by watching that short video, like, most people can tell that there's probably something wrong with that woman. It sounds like she's not just being disrespectful, but it sounds like maybe she might have some mental issues. It sounds like there's just something, more that's wrong with the woman. So first, I thought it was really interesting that a lot of people weren't stepping in. I mean, you couldn't hear people screaming and, yelling in the background, but I really didn't see anybody step in initially. Of course, you saw people stepping in after the bus driver, uppercut her and, kind of just hurt her. Of course, you saw that after, but I didn't really hear like a mediator or anybody like being like, okay, stop arguing with her, or something like that. I really didn't hear that. Maybe I wasn't listening hard enough, but you kind of didn't hear a mediator or somebody trying to stop the issue, which I thought was very, very interesting. People were probably just on the bus, because I've been on the bus when there's been fights and stuff like that. People are probably just like, oh, what's happening? Oh my god, you seen that? Like, when really somebody should have been stepping up and been like, oh no, you need to stop, y'all need to stop arguing, we don't got time for that, and stuff like that. So I thought that was very, very interesting. So apparently the girl hit the bus driver, smacked him, and apparently spit on the bus driver. And then the bus driver started talking about, oh hell no, you done effed up now, and stuff like that, like you can hear in the video. The bus driver's like, oh, I'm gonna get my daughter up here, she'll beat you up. I'll get my granddaughter up here, she'll beat you up. And I think that is the very ironic part of the video. The bus driver's talking about how he has a daughter, has a granddaughter that can beat the girl up. And then what does he proceed to do? He proceeds to go over to her and uppercut her. Yes, I might be missing some parts right here, but he proceeds to say that and then uppercut her. I thought that was very, very interesting, just because I know a lot of men who have daughters and stuff like that who say, don't stick with a guy who abuses you, a guy should never hit you, men should never hit people. You have a daughter and then you have a granddaughter and then you proceed to hit a woman. I don't care what she did to you. I feel like there's no excuse to hit a woman, just like I feel like there's no excuse to hit anybody, and I mean anybody. I'm not saying that she was in the right, because you should never put your hands on somebody. I don't care if he's arguing with you, I don't care if he's talking crap about you, I don't care. You should not put your hand on anybody. But I feel like there's no excuse to hit a woman. You talk about how you have a daughter, you talk about how you have a granddaughter, and then you proceed to hit a woman. Would you have liked for somebody to hit your daughter? Would you have liked for somebody to hit your granddaughter? You probably wouldn't like for a man to hit these people in your life, these women in your life, so why would you go ahead and hit this woman? She seems freaking crazy, so why would you go ahead and hit her? I don't understand. And it's not like he just slapped her, which still wouldn't make it right, because I feel like a slap is still hitting a woman and that's not okay. But you go and uppercut her, basically knock the crap out of her. Like, that's freaking ridiculous to me, and I think it's just unacceptable, okay? Unacceptable to be like hitting a woman like that. Like, I just felt like I lost all respect for him as a man, just like I lost respect for her as a woman, just because she's going around hitting people. You should never put your hands on people and stuff like that, but I just thought that was very, very, very disrespectful to do, especially since this is a man who has a daughter, a man who has a granddaughter, and it's just not okay to do. So there's this big thing, people going on like, oh, the bus driver shouldn't lose his job, or should the bus driver lose his job? In my opinion, I feel like the bus driver should lose his job because he lost his cool. I've been on buses before when I was like in high school, and I'd catch city buses and stuff like that, or just, catching the buses at work and stuff like that, where people would argue with the bus driver. I don't think I've ever been on the bus where somebody actually hit the bus driver, but I've been on a bus where people have been harassing the bus driver and stuff like that, and the bus driver, like, they might go back and forth and stuff like that, but I've never seen it escalate like that. I've been on buses where, people are harassing the bus driver or talking crap or trying to argue with the bus driver, and the bus driver just stops the bus, calls whoever he needs to call, and gets off the bus. Like, I'm not going to drive that. And I think that is totally the right thing to do. I'm not sure if that's exactly what people tell them to do, like they're trained to do, but I think that's the right thing to do. If somebody wants to, you know, argue with you, harass you, try to threaten you, stop the bus. Like, my bad, you other 20 people on the bus, but this person is messing up for all of you. So I'm gonna call who I need to call, if it's the police, if it's the supervisor, and I'm gonna get off the bus, and nobody ain't going nowhere till this person is removed off my bus. I also thought it was very interesting that the bus driver was strong enough to push her off the bus or throw her off the bus and then throw her crap off the bus. He could have just did that in the first place. I mean, you know, honestly, him throwing the girl off the bus, literally throwing her off the bus, would have been better, in my opinion, than uppercutting her then throwing her off the bus. You know, if you're that strong that you can throw the girl off the bus, you should have did that initially. You did not have to hit her. And I mean, of course he probably would have still got in trouble for throwing the girl off the bus, but that would have been better than uppercutting her. Okay, I probably would have been able to understand that a little bit more than you uppercutting her. I just feel like that's disrespectful to hit a woman like that. I think people would have, you know, had more respect for you if you just, you know, threw her off the bus and was like, I'm done with you, I'm closing the door and you're not getting back in. But for you to uppercut her, you know, hurt her like that, and, you know, do all that stuff to her and then throw off the bus, I thought that was plain disrespectful, and in my opinion, he should lose his job. Am I saying he should lose his pension? No, I'm not saying he should lose his pension, but I'm saying he should lose his job because obviously he doesn't know how to act in those certain situations, you know, and I just don't think he should still be a bus driver. I think it's time for him to, you know, retire or maybe find a new job. But honestly, he acted out of control in that situation, and I feel like there should be consequences to your actions. So I feel like, you know, the consequence should be that he loses his job. I'm sorry that that hurts people's feelings, or I'm sorry that people might not agree with that, but I just feel like he should lose his job. Like I said, do I think he should lose his pension? No. I feel like the girl in the situation, she obviously, to me, had some situations. She had some issues, had something going on with her. Do I think that she should have, you know, legal action taken against her? Yes, I do. If she's crazy and stuff like that, yeah, it might be thrown out, but I think she should, you know, have some consequences to her action as well, because basically it was just a horrible situation. The girl put everybody at risk by, you know, punching the bus driver or spitting or whatever she did, or hitting the bus driver. I'm not really sure, but I think the bus was stopped at the time. I'm not really sure, but it's horrible to hit a bus driver if the bus was moving. It's horrible to hit a bus driver when they're moving. You're putting yourself at risk, you're putting everybody on the bus at risk. I just think that's horrible to do. That is horrible. And if she actually did hit the bus driver or spit or slapped or whatever the bus driver when it was driving, you could probably just tell that she's a crazy person, because who would do that and put their self at risk and everybody else at risk, you know? So that's just my take on the situation. I think everybody in the situation was wrong, and it also hurts me that nobody stepped in before to try to mediate and, you know, stop the situation from escalating and stuff like that. I mean, I only saw the video, so I can't really honestly say that, I guess, because maybe they did, but I didn't hear anybody being like, stop arguing, or telling the girl, come over here with me, don't argue with the bus driver, don't argue with the bus driver, because I feel like a lot of times on the bus, because I used to be like that, sometimes people like seeing a show, but it's just like, really, when you see something escalating like that, someone has to step up and step in. It's just kind of like bullying, where people just want to watch somebody get bullied and stuff like that, and no one ever steps up and no one ever, you know, takes a stand for that person, and then next thing you know, this person is, you know, doing crazy things and, you know, like hurting themselves and stuff like that. Sometimes somebody has to be the hero and step in. Every situation has the hero. Every situation needs a hero, just like Dr. Phil says, and I wish somebody would have stepped up and been the hero before it escalated to something physical. But that's all I really have to say about the situation. If you have another opinion, please leave it below, and I will definitely talk to you guys later. Bye.